Hello there, Dublin fans. Gregor here for CregorNews.com. Here I am down in Smithfield in the sun. Another quick spin around Dublin. Heading down here, down the quays, heading for O'Connell Bridge. Just one of the great plazas of Dublin here. It's actually the most westerly place where you can get one of the Dublin bikes on the north side as well. You can just hear the bike rattling there as we go over the cobbles. The old Jameson distillery there. You used to be able to go up that tower in the lift. I don't think you can anymore. There's a generator hostel there. Very popular with Europeans apparently. They have a horse fair here on the first Sunday every month. But the government's never too keen on people having fun. I'm trying to close it down, but I think there's some ancient charter that safeguards it. You can see there those lovely towers. They have gas flames coming out the top of them. They rarely light them. Those canopies light up at night. All these birch trees here, they're all for it's been redeveloped at the moment. Seems to be taking a long time to redevelop it as well. You can get the green bus here, the green bus tour bus stops off here. Two different kinds of tour bus in Dublin, green and red. Nice plaza. This is all sort of new. This used to be all factories down here. Part of the markets area. I'm onto the Lewis tracks here now. I just have to keep my eye out behind me because the Lewis wouldn't think twice about sneaking up and ramming you from behind. As you well know, I'm sure. This Lewis track could go all the way from Houston Station right down to the point. If you wanted to take yourself a shortcut. Bang on cue, here comes the Lewis in the right direction. There it is. Full of tourists. They have that cobblestone effect here as well. I'll just try and go on the smooth bit beside the tracks, try and keep the camera a bit steady. So we could go all the way to the point, but I'm going to go out onto the river, go down the Liffey. This is Church Street now, running left and right. And if we were to go straight down that hill and up, we'd come to Christ Church at the Corn Market. There's the church on Thomas Street up ahead. The Brazen Head, Ireland's oldest pub, is just across the river there to the right hand side. You want to go in, get yourself a pint of Guinness. Now, I'll just go out to the far side here so we can get a good look at the forecourt. Thomas Cooley and James Gandon, they were the ones responsible for the design of the forecourt in the late 1700s. It actually opened in 1802 and then it was actually occupied during the 1916 rising by the number 1 battalion in Ned Daly, and the British bombed it, or bombarded it with artillery fire. Really have bombs in them days. Michael Collins was only in the process of inventing them. And then Rory O'Connor occupied it then, 1922, during the Civil War. Ernie O'Malley famously writes from his book about looking out over the dome of the city from the dome. A fair bit of damage was done then as well, and it opened back up in 1932. Let's try and get back across the queue lanes of traffic now, into the cycle lane. Christ Church is off up to the right there. And just across the river there, that's where the old wood quay used to be before the Corpo built their offices. 2 pillboxes, you might be able to see one there. They were hideous. Then they covered it up a few years later with more modern office at the front. A lot of legal offices down here because they're close to the forecourts. The courts of justice have moved further back up to near Houston Station in a new building. But if you have a claim in the process, you can still go down to the law library there, do a bit of haggling. Just coming up here now to Capel Street Bridge. And Capel Street is running left to right. And across the river then will be Parliament Street. Here's the green bus again. We're just going to scoot across to the other lane here so we can go up onto there's a lovely boardwalk that runs along the Liffey from Capel Street here down as far as the Custom House. There's Capel Street there. It's the boardwalk now. A lot of people out having a bit of lunch here. Another sunny day in Dublin. You can see how high the Liffey is. Nice spot there, Alex. If you're a transient, you can actually sleep on one of the benches here during the night. Further down now, they're well known for junkies just sitting on them all day. But it's nice enough along here. And then it cuts back out. These silver things here on the ground, they actually come up as a flood barrier because the first time that it flooded, the water came gushing over onto the quays. This is the Millennium Bridge here now. It was supposed to open in time for the millennium at the turn of the century, but this being Ireland, it was late. The Italian quarter is in there. And if you were to add up all the quarters in Dublin, you'd come to about 3.5. There's that many. They all try and jump on the market and bandwagon. The Millennium Bridge behind Temple Bar is all in the right hand side across the river there. And we come up then to the Halfpenny Bridge, which is the other pedestrian bridge that we have here in Dublin at the moment. Now a halfpenny is half an old penny, and even up to a few years ago you could still buy a sweet or something for a halfpenny. And it's called that because they used to charge a halfpenny to cross it when it opened in the 1800s. It's about 10-15 years ago they renovated it. They used to actually have the boards that you could see through. It's all sort of concreted now. It's a lot more stable. Back out onto the quays. Did we see that car there outside Trinity College yesterday? It's a main walkway across, come from the central bank through onto Liffey Street, get you over to the shopping area in Henry Street. We're on up the quays then, we're on to Bachelor's Walk here. Still the old style buildings, they've put in a few new ones, but they managed to actually keep the theme of the quays, not too high rise at all, not that scourged with development. Nice wide bus lane brings us on up to O'Connell Street. You can see there a lot of posters around. The EEC are trying to get the people to sell out in a referendum, agree to austerity. Foxy clampers, they're only scum. We're up to O'Connell Bridge here now. We're going to head across onto the far side. O'Connell Bridge to the left. See the Spire Monument there and all. Jam packed with tourists because it's a sunny day. Across O'Connell Bridge. And we come down here and they're actually building a new bridge here at the moment. Over on the right hand side. As we just come to the end of Marlborough Street, you can see the pylons and all in the water there where the new bridge is going to be. We may keep going straight on down to bring us down by the Custom House. So that's Dublin for today. Till next time, this has been Craig for CraigerNews.com.